Hello and welcome everyone. This is Miranda's Crafter. I wanted to just go ahead and give you guys my first impressions of the game. It is definitely different, but I do like it. I will just preface this video by saying that I do love it and I am all in on it. I have decided that after about an hour and a half worth of playing this morning, that I really do like the direction that the game is headed. Now, I just want to, I'm not really going into detail with a how-to guide or anything like that. I just want to kind of give you some impressions on gameplay and some of the things I'm noticing right away, that type of thing. So if that sounds interesting to you, then by all means please join me. I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, because I'm trying to grow this channel. I plan on being in Ark Survival Ascended for the long haul, and I would definitely like to get this account up to 1,000 subscribers. That's my first goal, and I would like for you to be OG part of that. So thank you for being here. I'm going to say right away that I really appreciate your time and I appreciate you watching my content. Okay, so talking about the official servers, I was playing on an official server as soon as they opened this morning, but then they immediately found some kind of glitch that allowed players to give themselves admin commands. So yeah, that's a scary sounding thing. I'm glad they caught that. It was only about an hour into the servers going live before they took the servers down and said that they are now going to wipe the servers and fix that. So kudos to the developers for being on top of that. That is something that could have broke the game from the get-go, because let's face it, Ark players know about admin commands. They have been doing them for 8 years. They understand how to give themselves items, dinos, gear, everything. And if you would have let that go unchecked for even a few hours, that could have, oh my god, that could have severely have just destroyed the game right out of the gate. So the fact that they're going to wipe the servers is really awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I'm not even messed up about that I've lost an hour's worth of play. Don't even care. Something like that that gets fixed, I'm all about it. Right now you're seeing the official selection screen, and obviously there's no servers up because they've taken them all down. So for me to be able to show you anything, I'm going to basically have to try to get on an unofficial server. So let's just join whatever server we can. I'm going to join this one right here because it's got a low ping, and right now people are just getting their servers set up, so there's really not a lot to choose from, but that's okay. You can see at the starting screen, normally you get the little story, backstory. I can't remember if that comes in after you create your character or before, but you can see this is my character that I start with. It's kind of built around the one that I previously built on the official server, I've noticed. So even though you load into a different server, it still kind of has your last character you built saved on the creator. For purposes of this video, I think I'm going to try a female just to see what that perspective is like. Actually, no, let's stick with the male. Oh, okay, so I took it back and it changed it back to the default male character. So, that's interesting. Oh well, I'm not really messed up about that. Not really worried about what my character looks like on this server because I'm basically just doing this for an impressions type video. So let's just jump in. So I'm going to go to the zone that I'm the most familiar with, as this is always usually the best note run starting zone, because that was something that I wanted to find out right off the bat. And I'm going to answer that question for you about, are Explorer notes in the game and are they the same as they were before? I'm going to answer that question for you. So we're going to take West Zone 2, and then you can see my map. You can see the area that I've already got kind of explored because it carried over from the first server that I played on. I had explored this area right here in West Zone 2. That's basically the only place I've been so far. I didn't get to play long enough to actually go anywhere else. So yeah, I think on the server that I was on, I got to like level 32 before they shut the servers down and wiped them. So yeah.
Are you the one I've been
okay,
waiting
here's
for?
the
You might be.
cutscene, the starter cutscene
I hope so.
at the beginning.
been
This
so
is
many
pretty much
cycles
the
since I
same
was
as what
her.
we've always seen.
Do I even still remember Hope?
Doesn't really look a lot different.
I wasn't
The
sure you'd ever
dialogue
turn
is
up.
the same. So I'm just going to
Oh,
go
it's
ahead
just-
and it actually lets you skip it. I'm going to go ahead and skip it so we can get into the video. Now upon loading in, based on how you have your settings, you're going to be greeted with a lot different arc than what you're used to. Just the first shot right out of the gate there. Look in the distance and see the level of detail that's on the rocks and the trees, and it's just wow. I am going to say that this definitely takes some getting used to. Things look a lot different, but I mean, we expected that, right? Because we knew the game was going to be different, and we knew the things were going to, you know, change. But this is kind of weird at the start. There's our little friend, the Dillo, and the Parasaur. Carbonemus over there. Pelgornis flying. So, I mean, the basic mechanics of the game are the same. I'm using a controller and I'm hitting Y and I'm picking up rocks. I'm going to punch some tree. Oh, there's a trilobite. Those are nice to find right off the bat so you can get the chitin you need to make your pterodon saddle. Okay, so I've got thatch and wood, so let's try to go to the crafting menu and make a pick. And you can see I'm doing this with my thumbstick on my controller, so I can kind of move around in the menus like this with the thumbstick instead of going to section to section to section like you used to with a controller. You kind of have the freedom of gamepad cursor movement, and I guess that's what they were speaking about when they were talking about that. Whoops, I hit the wrong thing. Okay, I want to make one of these, but I'm short one thatch, so let's get one more. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. It's a little difficult getting the hang of controlling stuff so far. Now, mouse and keyboard, you can put it, you know, exactly where you want it type of thing. But with the controller, it's a little bit difficult, but you'll get used to it. So for my first stats, I'm going to do like... Now, okay, so this needs some explaining. If you haven't been following the community and you haven't heard what was going on with the game, they have said that they were not going to allow us to level movement speed on characters or dinos anymore. And you can see that by looking at the character's paper doll. Movement speed is gone. So I guess that's how they're going to actually, you know, make sure that we can't do it, is just take it out. So in my initial run, I'll usually always go for weight. Buy an axe. Okay. So yeah, that's how they're going to control that. They're just going to take it out. Who knows what your base movement stat speed is now? I don't know, because it's not listed. So okay, so now we've got, see, I'm picking up some stuff off the ground. Harvesting plants on the ground is a little different. You can harvest the standing palm fronds like you used to, but then you can also harvest from the grass. As you'll see over there on the left side of the screen, I'm picking up fiber right now from things that used to wouldn't look like you could harvest them. So the harvesting areas have been increased quite a bit. You can get fiber off of just about anything that has grass growing on it now. And I have berries going in my inventory like normal. I did notice a couple of different options on those things as well. We'll look at that here in just a second. Let me get some different ones in my inventory. Sorry. You can still hold the harvesting button down to just stand there and harvest instead of having to actually tap on it, or you can tap it, just whatever your preference is. The ground looks so much different. There's just so much more detail that for some people this may be a little off-putting, because it may just feel like there is just too much going on when you're looking at the ground. And one thing that I have noticed that was kind of difficult to get used to at the start is it's hard to see little dinos that are running around. Things like compies, trudons, dillos, dodos, listersaurus, all those things that are on the smaller side, they're kind of hard to see in all this chaos that's going on right here. So just wanted to kind of point that out. You probably can change that by changing your level of, you know, graphics. Maybe if you turn down the graphics level, it will kind of smooth some of this detail out if that's not something that, you know, is appealing to you. One thing I did want to show you in the inventory, though, a minute ago, I kind of got sidetracked, was the new types of berries that I have been gathering. One of them is a cyan berry. It's a consumable. It's found in many bushes, tasty, and can be used to make cyan dyes. Maginberry seed. Maginberry. And that's different from the mejoberry. So maginberry is make magenta dyes. I do not know if when you consume them they give you as much to your food stat as like normal berries, but it's something new. Verdberry, common green dye. So that's kind of interesting that we see some new dyes that we can make. Got your normal seeds and your other resources look the same. But yeah, there's some new dyes, or new seeds, I mean. New berries. Gosh, can't talk today. You can do your sprint like you always have been able to. And now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get over here. Ooh, that's a Therizino. It's the first one of those I've seen since I've been on the servers. Pretty impressive looking. I'll definitely check you out later. I'm going to get away from you right now because you're too much for me to handle. The water looks pretty awesome. It's kind of up in the air for me about whether I like this level of clarity or not. I mean, it looks amazing. Whoops, that don't look amazing. Piranha, holy crap, get me out of here before they kill me. And look at my character. See how I'm taking damage? My health is really low right now because of those piranhas about wrecked me. But look at on my body where I've taken damage. That's hilarious. I saw that earlier. Oh, there's a Trudon over there. I see him. I'm going to definitely stay away from that bad boy. So yeah, it's getting ugly over here. Eat my berries. Get some food stat going. There's some bug meganura flying around. What's that? Oh, Pegomastax. I hadn't seen one of those yet either. Hey, dude. I'm going to run from him because I don't have any weapons or anything. I'm just kind of slumming. I'm doing too much talking and not enough surviving. One thing I do want to show you, and oh gosh, look at the light levels. This is amazing. The light looks really good. One of the things that, like I was trying to explain earlier, is how hard it is to see little dinos. Like if I'm standing here attacking these guys, wow, I'm about to die. I'm getting swarmed. I gotta get out of here. If I was standing there attacking all those little compies and bugs and all that stuff, had I been in an area with lots of dense foliage like this, I wouldn't even have been able to see them. So yeah. Okay, so this is going to answer one of the questions that I wanted to show you, and that was, are the Explorer notes in the game? And the answer is yes, they are in the game, and they seem to be in the same locations as well. I got to kind of find a way to get away from these bugs. Now, when you do get them, they do select and give you the same buff as they used to. See, like here's an Explorer note.
Wondrous properties of
Get out of here before I die.
Island will never cease to amaze me.
I've been
If
slowed
I
down.
told my colleagues in London that I could create a
You see in the
concoction
lower
capable
right hand
of
corner of the
erasing
screen
someone's
where my
memories,
experience
I'd be
buff is
laughed out
at,
of the
and it
room and
starts
never
at
invited to
600
tea
for
again.
normal
Yet
Explorer
here it
note.
sits.
That's
My
basically
mind
the
quite
same as it was before. Now the
As usual,
location
I've had
seems
tribal
to be in
leaders
the same
grovelling
spot
at
as
the
well,
gates of
because I
Rockwell Manor
have
just for the
actually,
tiniest of
and I'm
sounds.
dead.
And for the recipe,
So the location
oh,
seems to
the
be in the same
bounties
place
I've
as
been
well,
offered.
because I
I'm not
have
interested
started
in
on
their
West Zone
riches.
2 on the server I was
I have
at, and
their
I started
protection,
my normal
supplies
note
for my
run,
studies,
and I
all
found
the
the
time in the
Explorer
world.
notes
What more
right
could I
where
ask
they
for?
were supposed to be. That's a good thing, because that's going to help us be able to survive this world, I think. Some things you like to see a lot of change, and you like to see a lot of improvement, but some things are just nice to see that they've stayed the same, and this is one of those quality of life things that I really liked about the base game before, that I'm glad to see it's stayed the same. Oh, gotta mute my phone. So yeah, that's one of those things that I'm glad to see has stayed the same, and I can report to you that yes, Explorer notes are in the game, and yes, they still give you the experience buff. Yes, they still are for the same items, like when you find a Quetzal dossier, it's still a Quetzal dossier. And I have also discovered today that the extinction style notes are still on the island map. Some people had thought that maybe those were going to get removed because they were for, you know, like the new ones that were added in for the extinction stuff. That is not the case. Those are still the same. Excuse me. So I just wanted to report that to you and let you know that that's still a thing. Okay, so I had to kind of take a break to quit coughing there for a second. And while I did, I noticed that Cedric had uploaded a patch notes already. Remember I told you they had, well, I don't know if I told you this or not, but I was on an official server finally. It was very hard to join one because just, you know, normal new game stuff. Servers were all full, couldn't get on any of them. Finally was able to get on an official server. Played for about 30 minutes and then they took the network down. They took the network down because they discovered an exploit which allowed players to basically give their self-admin commands. So yeah, I'm really glad they stopped that and shut that down. Yeah, we did talk about that at the start of the video, I remember now. But the initial build version that we started off with when the game released was 25.7. And now, as of just a few minutes ago, Cedric has bumped it up to 25.11 now, minor version for servers. They fixed several crashes. They fixed an exploit, which was probably that one. And then they fixed server-side optimization for wild dino movement and enabled difficulty level 5 on official servers. Don't know what the difficulty level was before, but, you know, whatever. That's fine. I don't mind my game being a little harder, so ratchet it up a little bit. But anyway, just thought I wanted to show you that real quick. It's something I found interesting while I was trying to quit coughing. Oh my gosh. I don't know if the allergies in my area are getting really strong. The plants and stuff for the winter, I guess, because everything's dying off. It's putting a lot of stuff up in the air and it's tearing me up. Anyway, I wanted to just, go ahead and give you initial impressions. I'm going to make a more in-depth video later, but right now what I wanted to do was basically just, show you some things right off the bat. Show you what the world looked like, show you what the initial gameplay was like, answer your questions about the Explorer notes. That's a big one that everybody's been talking about. I wanted to make sure I got that out there to you so you'd know, because if you're like me, you've been kind of stressing about that, because the initial land rush on a PvE server is really important for me. I need to get out there and try to get some of the areas that I want under my control so that I can play the game how I want to play. And the initial note run is a big deal for PvE players, so just answering that question for you I think was very important. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and call this one at about 21 minutes, and I just want to let you know that I am going to make some more, so I'd appreciate you joining me later. This is an initial reactions video to how the game feels and plays right off the bat. I thank you for joining me, and I hope that you found some value in this content. I really appreciate your time, and have a great day, survivors. Try not to get stressed out when you can't get on an official server. I'll just give you that little tip. It will smooth out. Just give it a day or two. It will smooth out, I promise. All right, I'll talk at you later.